Welcome into the very next edition of Keeping Up with Cherokee County Athletics. We're here with head coach, Coach Kelly. Coach, you guys last week knew you were going into a pretty tough game. You knew you were facing a perennial blue blood of North Alabama and Piedmont, and you had some success last year against them. You didn't think you executed too good, but this year it seems like you executed a little bit better, and you guys got out of there with a 26-7 victory over Piedmont. Take us back to last Friday night and what transpired.
First of all, it's a great environment with both communities. That game means a lot, not only for the community standpoint, but just for paying the bills.
Yeah.
They make every other year when it's at their place. I mean, that game does a lot to help fund the sports and pay for everything. And then when it was over here last year, we made a great gate. I think it was over $15,000 that we made last year. So I'm assuming they made about that. So anyway, financially, it benefits both programs. And just to see the two communities come out and support, it's Alabama-Auburn. It's straight split. There's a lot of blue there. There's a ton of black and gold there. We had so many fans there the other night. It was really beautiful to see. Student section was awesome. And, it's like I told the kids when we got back here and kind of broke it down. It's like, I'm not from here, so I don't really care, so to speak. But to see the joy in your community and to see the joy on your face and just the emotion, the sidelines, the celebrating, the unselfishness of the defense playing lights out, but to see our offense guys in the sidelines and just everybody erupt when good things happen, it just you got a really good culture set up because it doesn't matter who does good, everybody's celebrating. And so that was really, really good to see. Great environment. They got great facilities over there. And, the guys just showed up and played extremely hard. It was physical, pads were popping, and so it was a good night. To be a Cherokee County Warrior for sure, I thought we executed pretty good. I mean, it was a whole lot cleaner than in the past, and I tried to settle them down. It ain't about the rivalry. It ain't about, anything except for us. And knowing what to do. You've been prepared. We've been in the weight room. We've done our speed work. We've done our preparations. There's no reason to be nervous or relaxed. Go out there and be us and do what you're supposed to do. And for the better part of the game, I felt like we did that. We controlled the clock for about 3 quarters to their one. I think we had it for over 32, 33 minutes of the game. So we won the time of possession. We got to get better on certain special teams. We gave them the ball. We muffed a punt. We didn't cover extremely well on kickoff. We didn't block extremely well on kickoff return. So we got to get better in that phase for sure. But defense, they gave up one big play, and I think they gave up 5 first downs total after that. So that was really good. Anytime you're holding a traditional, Piedmont team to under, I don't even know what it was, but I don't think they hit 200 yards of total offense. So that's really, really good, really good. I know they had a lot of guys graduate last year. I thought we did a great job of pressuring the quarterback. Obviously, first time starting quarterback, you don't want to give him all day to sit back there and show what he can do because I know what the kid can do. He's got a strong arm. I saw that in the scrimmage. And just talking with the two communities, word gets out. Word gets out. We're probably going to give the ball to 9 a little bit. And then you got Keyshawn emerging, so people know about 6 now. And so they kind of know that we're going to run it right and we're going to run it left. And, if those don't work, we'll try to run up the middle. And if that don't work, we'll throw it around a little bit if we need to. But we are going to be who we are. And I thought we were Friday night.
Coach, through these first 2 games, and obviously that scrimmage game or jamboree, whatever you'd like to call it, you've played some pretty good offenses, but you made them look kind of pedestrian. The more that Scottsboro scrimmage goes along, the more insane they're. They've scored 100 points in 2 of their regular season games now. Talk about the execution of that defense so far this year.
Well, we just, first of all, does a great job with the preparation, the coach's game plan going in. We don't always agree on certain stuff, but at the end of the day, it's about the kids doing their job. No matter what you line up in, 4-man, 3-man, whatever. So when those guys just know their job and whatever their alignment is, and just executing and then playing to our standard, fast and physical, that they've done a tremendous job of, 1, getting prepared, and 2, just execute. Execute, flying around. And so, like, different styles, right? Piedmont was more, threw it around a lot, much more. They tried to run a little bit later. And at that point, I think we were kind of okay with them getting a couple yards just to eat up the clock, kind of run it down. We weren't in any kind of danger of checking into a different front just to stop what they were trying to do. We were kind of okay with playing it with what we were playing it and trying to, but different offenses, different. Scottsboro is triple option. Alexandria is like wing tee gun and bootlegs and stuff like that. And then Piedmont's more traditional spread. They're going to try to throw it around a little bit more and do some different things up front. And so just with the differences of style, I feel like our defense has done a good job of playing the different styles of defense. And I think that'll help long term because, you never know what you're going to face and you never know what teams are going to try to attack you with. And so the ability to stop different styles says a lot, and from the offensive standpoint, we just got to get better at what we do. Obviously, we weren't perfect the other night, and we had to throw it around a little bit, and so I still feel like there's more to accomplish in the passing game. But I'll tell you this, we've got to be better Monday through Thursday on execution in that phase, or else I'm going to go with what I see at practice. And if we're not to the standard of practice and preparation in certain phases, I'm going to go with what's going to get it done. Right. And again, if we can throw it 15 or we can run it 15, I'm going to take the sure bet fire of getting what needs to be done. And so anyway, we'll continue to get better in everything that we do. We just got to stay hungry.
Now, Coach, what you've done at this point in the season is pretty much probably, I know you're not ever satisfied as a really good head coach, but pretty much they've done a pretty good job at this point. But now the Bullets are flying for real in region play, where every game matters, And I talked about this on my Friday night show. The reason high school football is so unique is every single Friday matters, especially in region play. In basketball, you can lose every single regular season game, go win your area tournament, go win a state championship. Football, you lose your regular season games, you go on the house.
That's right.
So this Friday, you guys have to go on the road to Good Hope. Talk about mindset of this team heading into region play.
Well, the guys know that this is a region championship game because you don't get to the region championship without starting off 1-0. Sure. And Good Hope is a playoff team. 2 years ago they were a third-round team. Last year they were a playoff team. Guys play extremely hard. They're well coached. Coach Scott does a good job of getting the most out of his players, and especially being around the Coleman area. It's our first trip. This is only the second time we've ever played these guys, and so I'm expecting a hostile environment up there. There's a good pocket of community that support each other over there. And so I know it's going to be a different environment for us being on the road there and being the first time there. But again, it's about our guys, and the preparation and the way that they play. Good Hope does some different things defensively. They're going to test our run game and put the guys up front with the intent of stopping it and making us throw the ball. And so I think that'll be, a portion of early on to see what that plays out to be. And then, they've done some different things last year. I feel like they were in a little bit different, more of a run style first offense with a sophomore quarterback. That kid's now a junior, so I feel like he's more comfortable. They might throw it a little bit more. And so, we just got to be locked in to what we're seeing and what they do, and we'll kind of adjust accordingly on both sides of the ball. But our guys should, they're hungry. They're excited because of what we did in the non-region portion, but this is where you make your money in the region play, and like this sets up everything down the road as far as playoff brackets go. But you got to take it one at a time. But there's no bigger game than this one coming up this Friday and putting yourself in the pecking order, because like I told them, the region standings that we have on our scout board mean absolutely nothing, because after Friday, it starts for real.
That's right.
All the non-region stuff is great and it looks good on the board, but the pecking order is started establishing itself this Friday.
Right.
And so we want to be in a position to kind of control our destiny by what we do in region play.
One thing I like about your team, I've always admired since you've been here, the two things, in my opinion, you could correct me on this, that I think you do best is the two best things that travel in football. In other words, we can go play in Anchorage, Alaska, and defense and running the football travel.
Yes, and that's
talk about how important that is in a road game like this in a hostile environment.
Well, we kind of preach all the time, and I've told the kids probably more than I should, probably in trash talking settings, that when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
That's a good point.
And so anytime, any place, when you stay locked in and whatever,
That's right.
it doesn't matter where the destination is. If they throw the ball down again, stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. And so it's time to go to work.
I love it, Coach. Also, one thing about we love about region play here is it starts, like you said, it's a domino effect. It starts setting up other things down the line. With the success you've had here, and I ask coaches this all the time, and the answer is always different. That's why I want to ask you. With the success you had last season, the success you've got this season, how do you keep these guys level-headed and dialed into the task at hand this week?
Well, they've got to realize the importance of kind of the daily, what it takes for us to continue on the success path.
Gotcha.
Because if you change in preparation, and it's almost like you're not even worried about the scoreboard, because the scoreboard will take care of itself. What do we have to do on a daily basis in the weight room to make us the best football player you can be? And then on the flip side, there's 130 plays on the average every Friday night. Every play is an opportunity. So 11 on the field every play, what do we have to do on that 11 for us to be successful in that? And then if you just dissect into each play, each rep, doing your job, everything else will take care of itself. And so if you don't just focus on the wholesale, I want to win, and kind of the kids understand the process of, every Friday night's a test, you got your scout pack, you got your preparation, you got your film, all that stuff kind of comes together, and the kids just understand the importance of it. And obviously they know that with depth creates accountability. And so if you're not doing your job, then we'll have, hiring and firing that goes along in that process. And so
that's the real world, though.
That is. And so they come to it every day knowing it's kind of like their job. And so, the more they show the potential and practice of getting the job done, the easier it is to put guys out there that we know are going to be successful on Friday night. But at the end of the day, it's just about those guys playing together and having fun, and they do a great job of that.
I got two questions I want to ask you. One of them's a little off kilter, and one of them we're going to let you kind of close with your thoughts on something. But the first one is, here's something that goes unmentioned. Who were some of your best students of the game? Guys that can watch film, break it down, probably have coaching attributes themselves. Who are some of those guys in this team?
Oh, coaching. Let's see. I think even though he's not very vocal, I think Carson Tittle is a great at understanding what he's looking at, what we're seeing. He can do a lot of things just by it. Hey, if you see this, we might check to this, or if you get this look post snap, and we've got like an RPO or stuff like that. He usually makes good decisions on stuff like that. Now, turning on the flip side, becoming a coach, I'm not sure because he's not like the most vocal kid.
Gotcha.
But he's definitely somebody from a defensive standpoint. I think Hayden Wheeler, 100%. Hayden Wheeler, he could set the defense, check the defense. I would say he's percentage wise above 50. But he's not always 100, so if he could get closer to 100% on the calls and the checks, but he's very confident too. So even if he is wrong on setting the defense, you wouldn't know it because he's just gonna line up and go, and the coaches have to maybe say, "Okay, stop, why, this, that, and the other." But Hayden Wheeler, I could definitely see coaching in his future just because he's got a great passion. He's smart. He understands football and the importance of it. And then, he's been one of our biggest vocal leaders that we've had. And so those two guys, for sure.
Put the two guys together, you'd have the perfect coach in waiting.
Yes, it's like, Tittle's mind and Hayden's voice.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Now, Coach, before we shut it down, let's give you final thoughts. Heading into region play, what's transpired this season and off season, and just the whole package.
Well, it's been a good start, but it means absolutely nothing from this point on unless we finish. Finish on a good start, keep the course, know the goals that we had preseason since January, and all the talking season stuff that was talked about. It means absolutely nothing if we don't stay hungry, stay the course, and continue to get better. Strong, and with us, better means we're going to continue to get stronger in the weight room. We're going to continue to work it out. We're going to stay the course in our nutrition program, putting the right things in our body in preparation, and know that when crunch time comes and we play more snaps, it makes it that much more important for us. We had a couple cramps Friday night because we were playing more meaningful snaps, and so it just kind of tells us we got to do that much extra in preparation for getting ready, and then just buying in, staying all in, locked in, and knowing that each week, if we don't do our jobs, somebody wants to take it. Somebody wants to take what we've been working for and everything that goes with that. So we just need to finish.
Love it, Coach. We'll be back here next week with another edition of Keeping Up with Cherokee County Athletics, and that's going to be it for now.